Hey guys, urFlamp sent me another one of their flashlights to check out, and today we have the model V6. So let's take a closer look at that. So what's included in the box is the flashlight, the owner's manual, the charging cable. They supply a lanyard and 2 extra O-rings. So what we have here is a 1300 lumen compact flashlight, and that is machined from an aircraft grade aluminum with a hard black anodized finish. It has a German P9 LED lamp, and the lens on this is glass. It has a tail switch operation, just a single switch on this one. You have a 2-way pocket clip, and that is removable. Here is your charging port, little rubber flap. It's a USB-C charging port. And this is powered by a 2600 milliamp 18650 battery. Like I had mentioned, it is a USB-C charging system, and the battery charges fairly quickly. If it's fully drained, it takes approximately 3 hours or so to charge. Here we have the holes to put the lanyard, rubberized tail cap, nicely made little flashlight. Now, the way this light functions is very simple. You have a single button tail cap. Turn it on, it clicks, and right now I have it in with what urFlamp calls the eco mode, or other companies call it moonlight. Then if you do a short press to where it doesn't click, it cycles through the different brightnesses. Like there's low, medium, and high. Back down to eco, and that eco is 5 lumen. The low, that is 70 lumen. Medium is 410 lumen, and high is 1300 lumen. And that high will only last for a short time, and then to prevent itself from overheating, it'll bump itself down to 500 lumen. But this also has a memory, so the last setting I had it on was high, so you turn it back on and it's still on high, and that works for all of the different brightnesses. Now this also does have a strobe, so caution anyone that is affected by flashing lights. So you turn it on, and it doesn't matter what setting you have it on as far as the brightness goes. You give it a double press. Oops, I clicked it, shouldn't have done that. And you have your strobe, and it's kind of it goes strobe and then a flash and then strobe and flash. Okay, press it again, puts it back in the high mode. It does have SOS, and you do a triple press on that, and it puts it in SOS mode. One more press, put it back in high mode, then click it to turn it off. So when you're charging this flashlight, there's a little light right here that will be red, and then once it's fully charged, it turns green. Now that light is also used as the power indicator, or how much life you have left on your battery. So when I turn it on, you'll see the green light turn on for a few seconds. and then, you know, like I said, a few seconds, and then it turns itself off. But that will stay green, a solid green color, from 90% up to 100% of the battery life. Once it dips below 90% down to 40%, that green light will be flashing. And then once it gets below 40%, that light turns red. And then once the battery life reaches below 15%, that red light will start flashing to let you know it needs to be recharged. The light beam on this flashlight is a combination of a spot and a flood. So when you turn it on, you're going to have that hot spot in the middle, which is the spot, and then it is lit around the outside, which is your floodlight feature. And that beam can reach out to a maximum of 225 meters. This flashlight is IP68 waterproof rated, and it can be submerged up to 2 meters of water. It is also impact resistant up to 1.5 meters. Alright, so we're in my backyard right now, and I'm going to do a short little segment on how the brightness of this light. So first brightness I have it on is the eco mode, which is 15 lumen. You may not be able to see that because of the ambient light that's off to the left, but I will stick my hand in front of it. So let's bump it up to low. Should be able to make that out. And in that corner where that telephone pole is at, it's 25 yards away. Let's bump it up to medium. That's a pretty good light. And let's go to high. And you can see it's got that light that I was talking about is kind of hot in the middle, and then you have the flood around the outer ring. And that's off. So turn that back on. Okay, so let's check out the strobe. And the SOS. Okay, go back to high. Or actually, that's medium. That's high. Pretty decent little flashlight. So that pretty much covers it for this one. If you guys are interested in taking a look at this, you'll find links down below. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.